What's up, guys? This is K Morla Draws, and in this episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to draw a side profile of the male head in just 10 steps. Plus, I'm going to be adding tips at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned all the way through to get the best out of this information so that you can learn how to get better at drawing. Let's start. Step 1. Circle. We're going to draw a circle to start our side profile here. This circle will be the beginning of your head. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try to avoid making it look like an oval. A balloon head or a football head is not what we are trying to make today. So make sure that circle is nice and good looking. Step 2. The front face line. This line will be the beginning of all the facial features located on the front of your face. This includes your brow, nose, mouth, and chin. You want to make sure you don't draw this line too far down. Try to get a little bit less than half the size of your circle and use that distance to draw out the length of the front face line. So just use your fingers, get about half of your circle that you drew initially, and drag your fingers downward, and that's going to be the point at which your front face line will stop, right there at the end of your fingers. Step 3. The ear. So we're actually only going to be drawing a placeholder for the ear. We're not going to do the entire ear right off the bat. We'll save that later for the video. For now though, cut your circle into 4 equal pieces. When you do this, you will find that it's going to be way easier to place the location of where the ear belongs. Draw an oval inside the lower left area of the circle. This oval will represent the ear. And that's it. Step 4. The jaw. So the jaw is drawn in just 2 lines. Your first line is going to start at the ear oval you made in the last step. Go down diagonally from the ear oval until you get close to the length of the front face line you made in step 2. Make sure you do it when you get close and not once you reach the length of the front face line. Because once you get close to the front face line, you're going to cut sharp right and connect the remainder of the jaw with the end of the front face line. Okay, so it should be just 2 lines. You got diagonal from the ear oval and you got a sharp right that connects to the end of the front face line. Step 5. The neck. So the neck is very similar to the jaw in that we only have to do 2 lines. First line is going to be at the back left corner of your circle, and the second line is going to be at the middle of your jaw that you just made in the previous step. So keep in mind that there is usually a bit of curviness when it comes to the necklines. So make sure to keep that in mind. Just have it curve a little bit, like right where the necklines meet the rest of your head. It should curve just a little bit. Step 6. Guidelines. So these guidelines are important because they will help you draw the facial features that belong on the front face line you made earlier. A horizontal line across the top of the ear oval will tell you where the brow belongs. Another line across the bottom of the ear oval will tell you where the nose belongs. And you're going to get probably halfway of the distance between the nose and the bottom of your front face line. That halfway point, just go a little bit above that and make another horizontal guideline. This guideline is going to be where your mouth belongs. So you got one at the top of the ear oval, one at the bottom of the ear oval, and then one that has its own kind of location. Just get halfway between the nose and the bottom of the front face line and get that halfway point and just put it a little bit on top. You could put it in the middle if you want, but this is the way I do it. So just put it around that same location. Step 7, facial features. So now we're going to start putting all of the facial features on the front face line. We'll go from top to bottom. First, draw a small bump to represent the brow. Next, you're going to want to draw the nose, which is just a slow diagonal line starting from the brow until you reach the nose line that we made earlier. Be sure to have the diagonal line stray only a little bit farther from the brow. Once you reach the nose line, make a slight curve back to the front face line. Next, the mouth. All you gotta do is draw 2 tiny bumps, one on the mouth line and another under the mouth line. Then you can draw in the actual line where the lips meet. Step 8, the eyebrows, eyes, and nostrils. So we're gonna do the eyebrow first. It starts off as a diagonal rectangle and curves downward until just before the center of the head. So again, that is a diagonal rectangle. It starts off close to the brow and it curves downward until just to the right of the center of the head. After this, we're going to skip drawing the eyes and go down to the nostrils. The nostrils should be easy. It is a simple hook shape that connects the nose you drew in the previous step, followed by a slight curve line, looks like a sideways letter U. We're going to do that just to the left of the hook we just made. Now we can do the eye, which lines up perfectly with that letter U you made earlier. You're going to use that distance and line it up perfectly with the eye. The eye is just a curvy triangle, okay? So if you know what a right triangle looks like, just draw a right triangle and curve the top of that right triangle. Step 9, the ear. So the ear is definitely a weird shape. I suggest you look at pictures to help you, or just copy what I do here. I can't really give you a step-by-step explanation, so you could just watch as I draw this line, and yeah, just look at pictures, look at me do it. You'll get the hang of it more or less. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's not too bad. Step 10, hairline. So all the hairline is going straight horizontal from the middle of the ear. You're going to do this until you get around the same distance as the point in which the jaw made a sharp right. If you remember earlier in the video, the jaw consisted of 2 lines. Your hairline is going to stop going horizontal as soon as you get to the point in which the 2 lines of the jaw meet. So that sharp right turn right there. Once you do this, you're going to go curve upward until you get close to the center of the head, just to the left of it. And also you want to make sure the height of this curve you're making matches up with the eyebrow you made earlier. Once you do that, you're going to go straight up and level out once you get close to the top of the head. Just go straight horizontal as soon as you get close to the top of the head. There you have it, guys, a side profile of the male head. Now I'm going to give you 3 bonus tips to finish off this lesson, and hopefully these tips will help you get better at drawing. Tip number 1, draw on graph paper. Drawing on graph paper is going to make it easier for you to determine the distance between each facial feature on the head. This information is going to help to make sure that your head is proportioned all throughout. Guys, this is a huge tip. Use graph paper, okay? It's not just to do those weird graphing math assignments, okay? You can use it for drawing. It's not going to make your drawing look pretty, but it is super awesome for practice, okay? All these grid lines are like guidelines, okay? use the grid lines, measure stuff more accurately. With all these little squares, you can say that this feature is 4 squares away from that, or this part of the head is 6 squares away from that part of the head. It is huge that grid paper, graph paper, whatever you call it, it helps. So use it to your advantage. Tip number 2, look at the human skull. You cannot get more accurate than looking at the skull itself. Use it and compare your drawing to the skull. See if everything makes sense. See if everything lines up. If your features are a little bit off, then that is okay, because in reality, everyone's features are a bit off. Nobody has a perfect head. But you can still use it to line up the features more accurately. Make sure your eye's in the eye socket. Make sure your nose is where that weird nose hole is. And yeah, use the skull. Helps out. Tip number 3, use Google. Guys, if you just look up head profile on Google, you can use whatever comes up as reference, okay? You don't have to do this off of your imagination, all right? There's reference everywhere. You could use books, you could use comics, you could use people that you talk to all the time, your family, your friends, you know? I'm just saying use Google because pretty much everybody who's watching this video has access to Google, right? Just search up head profile and you'll have a ton of resources to use as reference when learning how to draw the head. What I used to do was I used to look up pictures of actors. So like, for example, I would get like a picture of Chris Evans on Google and use that as reference, because then I could tell people that I know how to draw Captain America. So yeah, use Google. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please support the channel. If not, let me know in the comments what I could have done better. Either way, I love drawing. I love teaching you guys how to draw. And I hope that information I provided in this video will help you get better at drawing. Thank you all so much. I'll see you again next time.